So let's talk about some of the grow options that you have when we're doing aquaponics. There's a few systems and techniques that we use in the aquaponic method of farming, and we're going to go over some of them, just a brief description of them, so you'll know some of the options out there when you decide to start building other systems or start enlarging your current grow. So we can start off talking about the NFT system. This is NFT, also known as nutrient film technique, and basically what it is a thin film or thin strip of water that's running down a channel. It's running down a channel, usually a PVC pipe, and there's holes that are cut on the top of the channel, usually 2 or 3 inches, and then that's the portion that seats the crops and allows the roots to be in contact with the nutrient concentrated water. Some of the type of plants you can grow in here are annuals, meaning crops that finish their life cycle in less than a year, and other crops with small roots as well. You can grow those, things like lettuce, Swiss chard, and kale. If you let those just grow one cycle and then you harvest them, you know, those type of crops, pak choi, tatsoi, these type of vegetables grow fairly well in the NFT type of system. And now we can move on to talking about DWC systems, deep water culture. These systems allow the plants to sit on top of a styrofoam raft, and the roots of the plants are suspended in this nutrient concentrated water, and they're suspended at all times. They're constantly flooded and being supplied nutrients in this water. And these DWC beds are usually about a foot deep, so it provides an ample amount of space for the plant root expansion. And these DWC systems can support crops that you're using to grow for multiple seasons. You're doing like a cut and come again method. You can be using that for kale or Swiss chard or collards, where you just will let portions of the plant grow out fully and mature, and then you just harvest those, and then the plants from within, the baby plants, begin to start growing instead of harvesting the entire crop. So that's an option. This gives you plenty of room for the roots to grow, and this works perfectly fine for plants that you plan on growing for a long amount of time. Now, next we can move on to a media system, media beds. And these type of systems are different from the other type of systems because this has a medium that is inside of the system that supports the roots, and it provides extra sturdiness for the plants. And typically what is used is 3/4 inch river rock or expanded clay pebbles to fill up the media bed. And these beds are really good for supporting very large rooting crops, because of the extra support that is supplied by the extra material. Allows the plant roots to grab onto something to be able to provide some sturdiness for the crop. So you can grow large crops like tomatoes. You can grow those, cucumbers, vining crops. You can grow perennials, meaning plants that continuously grow. They don't have a short life cycle, a year or 2 years. They have a longer life cycle. You can grow all of that in a media-based system, and it will definitely provide enough support for your plant growth. And next we have bucket system. These can either be media-based. They can be media-based. They can have some type of media in there, or they can be suspended in the air. And usually how it's designed is there's a long pipe that runs down the system, and then there's drip tubes that come out of the pipe and feed directly into the bucket. And the type of plants that you can grow in this system are, you can grow perennials, you can grow annuals, you can grow crops that have quite large root masses, just as long as they're not too heavy. You're not going to be able to put like a mango tree or something like that in one of the buckets. So you can grow tomatoes, cucumbers, vining crops. You can grow a wide variety of crops in this bucket system, since it has you're typically using a 5-gallon bucket, so you have a pretty large amount of space to support the roots. Now next we can move on to the last but not least type of system that we use in aquaponics, and that would be vertical farming method. This method allows you to utilize all 3 dimensions: length, width, and height. So this is where one of the benefits of using this system comes into play. It's great for small growing enclosures, someone who you don't have a lot of room and you're trying to maximize space. This is a great option for that. And also it's mobile as well. You can take it, you can transport it. You can do live markets with this. It has a lot of perks to doing this type of system. So vertical growing systems usually support small rooting crops because it's vertical, it's small, it's compact. You're not going to really get too much large growth out of these systems, but you get enough. You can grow your kale, your Swiss chard. You can grow your pak choy. You can grow a lot. You can grow a variety of small rooting crops, definitely. And also you can grow baby salad greens, some of my all-time favorites. Baby salad greens, super tender to eat when they're harvested at a young stage. So vertical farming is definitely a very viable option